I'm Review My RV, and every week we're throwing open the doors to the newest, most jaw-dropping motorhomes before they even hit the dealership lot. If it's fresh, innovative, and rev-ready, we're reviewing it. Let's dive in. So today, let's take a journey together, because this thing deserves more than a quick glance. It deserves a proper exploration. Let's imagine we're standing right there at the unveiling, that glossy crimson giant in front of us, and we're walking around, step by step, soaking it all in, the design, the sound, the feeling, the absolute presence of it. At first sight, the 2026 Rolls-Royce Phantom Motorhome doesn't even look real. It's like someone took a Phantom, stretched it into the future, and fused it with an interplanetary cruiser. The front end still carries that unmistakable Rolls-Royce confidence, that stately, upright grille, the spirit of ecstasy shimmering proudly, and those laser-thin headlights that give it that quiet, commanding stare. But this time, the proportions are totally reimagined. It's taller, longer, and bolder, with flowing aerodynamic lines that make it look like it's gliding even when parked. The way the surfaces reflect light, it's sculpture on wheels. And the color palette Rolls-Royce is offering for this launch, absolutely breathtaking. There's the signature Arctic white, of course, but also new two-tone designs, like deep obsidian paired with liquid silver, or that dark maroon metallic finish that almost glows under soft light. Each finish is hand-applied, of course. Nothing is rushed here, every inch is polished to perfection. What really gets people talking, though, are the proportions. The motorhome stretches over 40 feet long, yet somehow it feels perfectly balanced. The six-wheel setup gives it an almost yacht-like stance, stable, powerful, and graceful all at once. The designers clearly took inspiration from the Phantom's DNA, but the way they scaled it into this massive form feels like pure Rolls-Royce magic. They didn't just build a big vehicle, they built a rolling mansion that still whispers refinement. Now, you might be thinking, okay, beautiful on the outside, but what's under the skin? What's powering this beast? And that's where the 2026 model really takes a leap forward. Rolls-Royce has officially gone hybrid, not in the sense of compromise, but in the sense of intelligent evolution. The Phantom Motorhome combines a twin-turbo V12 with an advanced electric drive system, creating a hybrid setup that's all about smooth, silent torque and effortless cruising. When you're gliding through mountain roads or cruising the coast, you can switch into pure electric mode, near silent, just the soft hum of power beneath you. And when you want that classic Rolls-Royce surge, the combustion engine joins in seamlessly, delivering over 1,000 combined horsepower. It's not about speed, though, it's about presence. Rolls-Royce engineers have tuned everything for serenity. You could be rolling over a rough gravel road, and inside it would feel like you're floating on clouds. They've enhanced the air suspension system from the Phantom, making it even smarter, reading the road ahead through sensors and cameras, and adjusting the damping before you even feel a bump. It's that Rolls-Royce magic carpet ride feeling, but on a whole different level. And speaking of levels, wait until you step inside. The moment the automatic doors slide open, you realize this is not just a vehicle, this is a private penthouse on wheels. You step onto a smooth marble entry platform, yes, real marble, and you're greeted by soft lighting that adjusts automatically based on time of day. The scent inside is subtle, that bespoke Rolls-Royce leather aroma mixed with handcrafted wood and natural fibers. Every surface feels intentional, every touchpoint is soft and warm. The driver's cockpit looks like it came from the future, wrapped in white leather, brushed aluminum, and digital panels that seem to float in mid-air. But even with all the technology, the focus is still simplicity. The steering wheel retains that classic Phantom thickness and feel, and the gauge cluster is fully digital yet styled like fine watch dials. There's even a holographic assistant system. Think of it like an AI butler, who handles navigation, temperature, and even entertainment through voice or gesture. Behind the driver's cabin, the living area unfolds like a first-class lounge. There's a full-size sofa wrapped in cashmere, with a hidden 65-inch OLED screen that rises from the wall when you need it. The wood accents are not just decorative, they're cut from a single piece of sustainably sourced walnut, hand-polished to a satin finish. The lighting is ambient and reactive, following your movement gently, like a sunrise in motion. And yes, of course there's a bar. This is Rolls-Royce we're talking about. The Phantom Motorhome's bar setup is inspired by yacht design, complete with crystal decanters, temperature-controlled storage, and a hidden espresso station that rises from the countertop with a gentle press. But what really makes you fall silent for a moment is the bedroom. Step past the sliding glass partition, and you find yourself in something that feels less like a bedroom and more like a luxury suite. The bed is full-size, floating on an illuminated platform, with hand-stitched leather panels running along the walls. The lighting is warm, golden, and perfectly balanced. There's even a skylight overhead that can switch between transparent, tinted, or opaque with a single touch. Imagine parking under the stars and falling asleep with a sky full of light above you. That's the level of thought Rolls-Royce has put into this. Even the bathroom, or should I say, spa, is an experience. You've got heated marble floors, a rainfall shower, and fixtures machined from solid aluminum. There's even an aroma diffuser built into the ventilation system, so you can choose your own scent environment: lavender for evening, citrus for morning, or cedarwood for those long, cozy drives. Storage, of course, it's perfectly hidden. Everything folds away, slides out, and tucks neatly into place. Rolls-Royce wanted the interior to always look clean and composed, never cluttered, never noisy. Even the kitchen feels more like a designer kitchenette. Quartz countertops, induction cooktop, custom china neatly stacked in its own drawer, and a smart refrigerator that tracks your supplies and suggests recipes based on what's inside. That's next-level convenience. And if you're wondering, yes, it's fully off-grid capable. Rolls-Royce built in a solar-assisted charging system on the roof that helps power the electrical system, plus a smart water purification unit for long off-road adventures. The company partnered with a sustainability group to make sure even the materials are eco-responsible: recycled aluminum frames, ethically sourced woods, and cruelty-free leather alternatives available upon request. Luxury doesn't have to ignore responsibility, and Rolls-Royce has made that crystal clear with this model. Now, let's talk about what really makes this thing a dream for travelers: the drive. You'd think a 40-foot luxury bus would feel intimidating, but that's where Rolls-Royce engineering magic kicks in. Thanks to their all-wheel drive and steer-by-wire system, maneuvering this motorhome feels surprisingly light. It actually glides around turns with the grace of a much smaller vehicle. And because of the integrated AI co-pilot, the system assists with parking, turning, and even predicting traffic patterns ahead. It's as if the motorhome anticipates your needs before you even touch the controls. On the road, it's whisper quiet. You barely hear a sound except for the distant hum of the tires. And that's intentional. Every panel, every seal, every piece of glass has been acoustically insulated. Rolls-Royce even tuned the tire tread patterns to minimize road noise. You could have a conversation in whispers and still hear each other perfectly. And when it comes to off-road performance, they've done something bold. Rolls-Royce didn't just design a luxury cruiser, they gave it serious capability. Adjustable air suspension raises the chassis for rough terrain, while the hybrid torque system distributes power instantly to the rear wheels for traction. Imagine rolling through sand dunes or forest paths in total silence, wrapped in handcrafted luxury, with nothing but nature outside your panoramic windows. That's what the Phantom Motorhome is all about: freedom without compromise. Now, I know what you're thinking. All this sounds incredible, but what's it going to cost? Well, Rolls-Royce hasn't officially announced the starting price yet, but insiders are hinting somewhere north of $2.5 million, and that's before personalization. And let's be honest, nobody buys a Rolls-Royce without personalization. Once buyers start adding their bespoke touches, custom color schemes, rare materials, maybe even a built-in art gallery wall or gold-plated fixtures, that number can easily climb past $3 million. But here's the thing. Rolls-Royce customers aren't really looking at it as a purchase. They see it as commissioning a piece of art, a movable masterpiece that's uniquely theirs. And with the Phantom Motorhome, that experience goes to another dimension. What's also interesting is how it compares to previous Rolls-Royce models. The Phantom sedan has always been the symbol of the brand: stately, calm, a car for the world's elite. But this motorhome takes the DNA and stretches it, literally and figuratively. It's still pure Phantom in its grace, silence, and craftsmanship, but now it's got freedom baked into it. You're not being driven to a destination anymore, you're bringing your destination with you. And for a brand that has always been about experience rather than speed, this feels like a natural evolution. The Phantom Motorhome isn't about getting somewhere fast, it's about making every mile an experience worth savoring. And honestly, it might just redefine what the future of ultra-luxury travel looks like. Think about it: private jets give you distance, superyachts give you oceans, but this gives you the world. Roads, cities, mountains, beaches, anywhere you can drive, you can live in absolute style. You could wake up in the Alps, have lunch by the Italian coast, and sleep under the northern lights, all without ever leaving your suite. Rolls-Royce is calling it the Silent Voyager, and that name fits perfectly. Because it's not just transportation, it's meditation in motion. There's something deeply poetic about the idea of taking the stillness and grace of a Rolls-Royce and setting it free on open roads. Even the technology inside respects that philosophy of calm. Everything is smart, but nothing screams for your attention. The voice assistant is gentle, almost human. The sound system, developed in collaboration with the world's top audio engineers, automatically adjusts acoustics to the space and even to the sound of the environment outside. Imagine listening to your favorite music with perfect clarity while driving through rain, with every drop softly synchronized with the rhythm. That's how immersive this is. And here's something really cool. The 2026 model even offers a view mode. When parked in scenic spots, the side panels can extend outward slightly, creating a panoramic lounge with wraparound glass and reclining chairs. You can sit there, sip your coffee, and literally watch the world in 360 degrees from the comfort of your Rolls-Royce suite. Some call it the best seat on earth, and they're not wrong. It's amazing to think how far we've come, from simple campervans to this level of automotive art. But what makes the Phantom Motorhome special isn't just the price tag or the technology. It's the emotion it creates. That sense of peace, privilege, and possibility that you feel just by being inside it. Rolls-Royce hasn't just built a motorhome, they've built a sanctuary that moves with you. And if we take a step back, this might just mark the beginning of something bigger. The luxury world is shifting. People don't just want status anymore, they want experiences, connection, and comfort without boundaries. The 2026 Rolls-Royce Phantom Motorhome feels like the perfect answer to that new era of travel. A statement that says, you can have everything you love about luxury and still be free. So, if you ever spot one of these rolling quietly along a mountain pass or parked at a scenic overlook, take a moment to appreciate it. Because you're not just looking at a vehicle, you're looking at the future of refined adventure. You're looking at what happens when imagination meets craftsmanship, and when Rolls-Royce decides that the open road deserves a throne. And who knows, maybe this is just the start. Maybe we'll see a whole new chapter of luxury mobility, one where brands like Rolls-Royce bring elegance to exploration and travel becomes art again. One thing's for sure, after the 2026 Phantom Motorhome, the world of motorhomes will never look the same again. So, what do you think? Would you take this masterpiece on a cross-country trip? Or would you just park it in your private collection as the ultimate symbol of what's possible? Either way, one thing's certain, Rolls-Royce has once again redefined perfection, this time on 6 wheels. If you love seeing the absolute newest motorhome technology and design, you need to be part of the Review My RV family. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next big reveal. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the open road.